I want you to make your way to Moodle. Once you've logged in, you should see something that looks like this. You want to click on this file where it says empty data sheet for pH lab. Once you do that, it'll open this file, looks like this. And one change that you need to make, I think it'll say potato root or something like that. You want to type in salt water so that you've got that the way we've tested it. We didn't test potato root this year. All right, next thing I want you to do, go up to File and Save As. You want to then save it on your H drive. You do not want to save it on that computer, otherwise you won't be able to work on it anymore once you leave. So you'll have an H drive instead of T. Go into that, save it with a file name, whatever you want, or leave it the same, and click Save. That way you've got it on your H drive and you can work on it whenever you want. All right, next thing, just type in all of your information. Make sure your acid line, base line, and what you'll notice is as you type things in, it will do some calculations for you. Let me just go ahead and see if it works right. Presto. All right. So here's some sample data. This is not the right data at all. I just made some numbers up. And what you see is two columns on the right, a delta pH, that's the Greek symbol delta, like delta, theta, tau, etc. And what it's done, if you look at the formula, it's taking the last column and subtracting from it the first column. So that's how much it's changed. If it's red, that means it's a negative change. In other words, it's gone down from 7 to 1. It's lost 6. If it's black, that means it gained pH, gone from 7 to 13. The buffer column adds those two together, gets rid of the negative number and adds the two together. If it's a large number, that means it's a poor buffer, because that means it changed a lot for acids and bases. If it's a lower number, it's a better buffer, because then that means it doesn't change much with acid or base. If that doesn't make a lot of sense, we'll talk about it more next time. Your goal today is to finish filling in the rest of the chart and then make some graphs. I've tried to make this a little faster for you if you've never used Excel before by having down here a sample graph which you can edit. I'll go ahead and show you how to do that, and then you can manipulate it however you want to. All right, if you click on sample graph, it will go ahead and show you this. You want to change the title from whatever I had to this. I think I had on there the effect of something or other. You want to call the title buffering ability of whatever it is. Everything else is set up for you. pH axis going from 0 to 14. X-axis 0 to 30 based on the number of drops. The only thing you really need to change is the data in the middle. Okay, the way to do that, click anywhere, right click anywhere in here, and it will say select data. Okay, bring up this little pop-up box. Right now, the data shown is highlighted this area. Okay, the horizontal x-axis is labeled here. I want to take a look at these and edit them. The series basically means a line, what line it is. Okay, so I want to edit the acids effect and say acid effect on water. You then want to go to highlight what section of the chart has that. Well, the acid effect on water is already highlighted, so it's okay. And you only want to go from 0 to 30. When you're done, click that button and it goes back to there. Then you want to do this one. Edit the base effect on water. And again, just to double check, that one's got the right spot. Those two need to be on every graph you make today. Now you need to add the fruit juice. To add, just as it says, go ahead and have the title, acid effect on fruit juice. And then you need to select your data value, which is going to be over here. Make sure you're selecting just the acid and do OK. And if you notice, it added a new line. That's a way to make sure you're doing it right. Add another one. Base effect on fruit juice. Select some values. Click on your data sheet. Just 0 to 30. You don't want this column, it'll mess it up. Do OK. And what you should now see is something that has 4 lines. So you can compare how water is a very bad base acid buffer, because I've got a big change for both, compared to fruit juice. It resisted those changes a lot more. And there you go. There's your first graph. Okay, done. Boop. Now, you're going to repeat that process for each one. An easy way to do it, rather than starting all over, if you right-click Sample Graph, it says Move or Copy. You want to make a new copy, create a copy. Same book before the sample graph, and it's going to create another graph exactly the same. Now, for each one, I want you to rename it to what it's all about. So this is my fruit juice. This might be yeast or whatever. And again, all you need to do now, leave the water the same. Don't change anything about it. You only need to change whatever you're graphing here. And again, you can just click on it, right click, hang on, right click on the select data, and it brings this up again. And you just need to find the ones you need to change. Go into edit, change the name, change the values, where it's pulling it from, and you should be able to go through all graphs rather quickly. Realize it's a little complicated, and if we don't get it all done, that's okay. But I do want to see that you're getting started on it. We may have some time on Wednesday to work on them some more. But hopefully by the end of the block, you should have most of these done. Save it. Final thing I want you to do, go back to Moodle, where it says Upload pH Graphs. If you click on that, it will bring up all these directions of some things that you want to be able to do. Yours will have a place down here where you can upload a file.